Hey, what is up, lovelies? It is Lynn the Gotcha Goblin, and I have a really fun and interesting topic, I guess, to talk about today. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Angel's Corner. Now, I like to introduce you guys, if you haven't already, found out who Angel's Corner is, it is this really lovely little lady here who talks about love in deep space. She talks. I watched this first video of hers like a month ago, and I can't believe that she's been out for only a month, and now she has 2.4k subscribers, and just seeing her grow is really, really lovely. She actually I commented on her video. I said, as a Silas girly, I love this video. Reliving the pain before the live stream was great. Thank you for this. Haha. Looking forward to more videos from you. You got a sub from me. I'm subscribed to her channel and I have been watching a lot of her stuff. And she commented back. She goes, oh gee, it's you. I love your videos. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I just kind of want to give her a shout out now. I was planning on doing it before, like when this video came out, but I was like, I don't know if she's gonna be consistent posting. I don't want to place any like pressure on her to consistently upload. I wanted her to grow and kind of like go into her own schedule of uploads. Like, I don't want to, whenever I talk about any creator in the space, I never want to make them feel like they have to make content. I was given a shout out by somebody and I have to make content now. I never want anybody to feel like that. So I was just waiting, I was just waiting for a good time. And now that I see that she's been uploading very, very consistently, I definitely want to share this really lovely creator with you guys. And I also want to react to this video. I haven't watched it yet, and it is about Ever, and I want to know what her thoughts are because she has really good thoughts about everything. So let us jump into this. If this video is not for you, definitely click away, but I don't see why. This is going to be more, I guess, lore and theory based. We've needed a creator like this in the space, definitely 100%. Well, we have a lot of people who, kind of like react to the cards and whatnot, and that's great, but we need somebody who can actually like put together theories and put together the lore. I myself can do some of that, but it is definitely not a focus of mine because that is much longer for me to organize my thoughts. And I do feel like Angel does a really good job at kind of organizing her train of thought. I end up rambling for way too much. So there is that. And now all we really need in the space is somebody who would go over like the battle stuff, So if you are thinking about becoming a content creator for Love in Deep Space, if you want to cover all of the battle stuff, definitely do that. I know there are amazing resources on Tumblr and also on Twitter, and I think on Reddit also, like people creating like protocol guides and how to like use the claymore and whatever, but having a video is actually a lot easier for some people who consume media regularly like this. So if ever you're thinking of making something, definitely give it a try. I mean, look at Angel right here. She's grown so much in just 1 month, and it is wild. Okay, that being said, let's just jump right into the video. I've been yapping for way too long. Okay, here we go. Alright, so let me just make sure that the volume is okay before we have to talk about it. Alright, no, it is not okay. Well, let's put it up a little bit more.
The video about the new main story update, Homecoming.
Okay, I think this is a little bit better. Now, if the video recording itself looks choppy, I do apologize. I think it is because I have my little character here on the side. I can get rid of my character. You know what? We might as well. Just so that way the flow of the video feels better. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Wings will be next, so don't worry, Caleb girlies. I just need to get this video out first, because with the release of the new main story, which has so much going on, before I start detailing and yapping about that, we have to talk about Ever first, because they're literally everywhere. They're involved in so many things, and all the main story branches from all the 3 love interests we have so far, they all point to Ever playing a major role in their personal stories and character arcs.
I really do feel like the game is setting up Ever to be like the big bad, supposedly. You know, it'd be crazy. Before she starts, talking about her own theories, I'm gonna give you a really quick idea of mine, which I don't really have any evidence or anything, but it would be crazy if Ever was actually a corporation created by Astra, the god who's been bothering everybody, basically. So that would be kind of wild if that was the case. However, I don't really think that that is plausible. It would just be interesting to see. Okay, let's jump back into her video.
So as per usual, if I miss anything or if you want to add anything, please feel free to have a discussion down in the comments. I read every single comment and I just love talking to each and every single one of you. So from the game's description, Ever is a massive company spanning biotech, aerospace, evil energy, and international trade. In long-awaited revelry, our main character describes Ever as the most prestigious international business group, and they basically run Lincoln City.
Okay, so these are things that I forget when I'm playing, because we all know that the main story chapters are so far in between. I'm talking about like the wait time, and I forget all of these small little details. Also, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to go back and re-experience them. I only experience like my favorite parts, and the lore dumps are definitely not it. So this is incredibly helpful to refresh my memory too.
If you play Final Fantasy VII, they give off major Shinra vibes. If you know, you know. So because they've got their hands on literally everything, I'm going to break this video down into 2 parts: their general influence and how they've impacted each love interest story. So let's talk about their...
Oh my god, I forgot. I haven't read the Luke and Kieran story. What is it called? Like in depth shadow something. I forgot. That little like section in the main story branch where you can click on stuff and get more information about different things. Yeah, I haven't read Luke and Kieran's yet. I guess this is gonna explain some stuff to me that I don't know.
General influence first. Okay, the first one is Xander Sciences. So according to the game, it's a high-end medical institution founded by the late collector Raymond, and it's now acquired by Ever. So we know that Raphael killed Raymond because he was killing Lumerians, and they also tried to recruit Zane and were involved in shady dealings like research that could affect our main character, and they're turning people into wanderers because they're obsessed with protocore technology. But I'll get into this more when I talk about Zane later. And the second one is Gaia Research Center, another facility backed by Ever. Our main character was experimented on here, and it's also where Lumerian cells were subjected to experiments, resulting in the creation of immortalized cells called LCMECs, cardiac microvascular endothelial cells. In plain English, these cells are specialized cells that line the tiny blood vessels in the heart, playing a critical role in cardiovascular health and regeneration. However, based on World Underneath anecdotes, the researchers...
World Underneath, that is what that freaking thing is called. Thank you so much, Angel.
...don't actually know that they are experimenting with Lemurian cells, because it says here that HQ keeps it under wraps. Also, our main character's grandma, Josephine, was a part of this research center, along with the shopkeeper, Philip, the one who made his appearance in long-awaited revelry. The third one, the Raincoats, people who do dirty work forever. And even they themselves aren't sure if they're entirely safe working forever, as they question their safety in this anecdote, how they might become the next target forever because they know too much about Ever. Anyways, they're the ones responsible for the explosion in Bloomshore District, the one who blew up our main character's house. It was said here on World Underneath, and in the same anecdote it was mentioned how they are providing former backtrackers some type of drug. These backtrackers, of course, was a part of Xavier's old time travel team. They've got beef with Xavier, and it's insinuated here that they won't be able to survive without this drug.
Yeah. You know what? I remember reading this, and I was like, huh, I wonder if Xavier's taking in this drug. Also, I forgot about this whole anecdote section, so if I say something that doesn't sound right, you know why. It's because I forgot everything.
So the raincoats are targeting Xavier and ranked Raphael as 6th on their execution list. And the 4th one, the Odo robots. These adorable bunny-eared robots are a frequent sight during events and photo ops in the game. While they may seem harmless, who can say for sure that they're not being used for surveillance? Because in the game, it's described that they're made by Ever. So Ever could easily utilize Autos to monitor Lincoln City's citizens.
Wait. Didn't freaking Caleb buy one of those Autobots? Not an Autobot. You know what I'm talking about. An auto spherical, cute, supposedly helper in the home. In the main story. Ever is watching them, guys. That's scary.
Charm with covert data collection, and maybe to watch our main character. The 5th one, the abandoned lab in the N109 zone hints at experiments gone wrong. So, in long-awaited revelry, Silas's cryptic comment suggests that he knows the truth behind Ever's actions and their devastating consequences. And with the new main story update, our main character saw the same thing in Skyhaven, what she saw in the N109 zone. More traces of Ever's experiments.
Wait a minute. Oh man, I'm so excited then, because if we get a branch story for Silas, I hope that we're gonna cover more of Ever's experiments and maybe find out more about the MC and the experiments done on her. It seems like MC was like a successful experiment, I guess, because she has the protocore in her heart or whatnot, and she's not turning into a half wanderer zombie kind of thing.
And the 5th, Abyssal Chaos. Guys, I just wanted to mention that I'm not the first person to have found this. This person on Reddit also spotted the same thing as me. So I'm definitely not the first one, and I'm not the only one who has spotted this. Well, this isn't outright confirmed to be linked to Ever, but hear me out. One of the first things you'll notice when...
You know what? I know this is completely off topic, but I think Angel is an artist. Look at those things hanging behind her. I wouldn't be surprised if that was her art.
When you enter Abyssal Chaos, it's the phrase, "BB is watching," plastered all over the loading screens. Now this might seem just another cryptic message, but let's actually break it down. If you look up the phrase "BB is watching," you'll find that it's a direct reference to George Orwell's novel, 1984, a dystopian novel where the government spies on...
I've read part of that book. Ooh.
And controls every aspect of people's lives. In that world, Big Brother is an all-seeing authority that watches everything you do.
Yeah,
and
basically the government.
If you search for it, you'll see a ton of eerie eye imagery. Familiar, right? So I picked up on this reference right away because I've got the book. It's really, really good. I really recommend it if you're into this type of genre. Now, Abyssal Chaos is described in the game as the most secretive and powerful dark web platform, created by someone who's really, really skilled. Here's why I think it's Ever. Ever has their hands on everything. Biotech, military tech, and even education. They own research institutions, they own corporations, they even have their branding on Lincoln University, the university that our main character went to. And let's not forget the Odo robots. Those cute little bunny-eared machines we see everywhere, as I said, they could easily be collecting data, tracking people, and feeding information back to them. If this is not the case, then why would the game explicitly said that this is created by Ever? Like, why is this information here? I feel like it's written there in the game because the game wants us to connect it all together, or...
Wow, this is so informative. Okay.
Maybe I'm tweaking. I don't know. I have a feeling
No. I don't believe that you're tweaking. I do believe that, game developers put little Easter eggs like this in for gamers to find, and you did find it, so props to you. It makes sense. It makes sense.
They're using Abyssal Chaos to monitor activity, track threats, and control the flow of information. Because
The Abyssal Chaos Yeah, okay, that makes
Given their
sense.
history of eliminating people who know too much, it wouldn't be a stretch to say they might be using this platform as another tool in their arsenal. I know some of you might immediately think Big Brother refers to Caleb because he's our main character's adoptive brother and also a massive stalker, but honestly, I don't think it's him. I have gone in depth on his lore, and after seeing the new main story and his myth, my gut is telling me that this is not about him. I think Big Brother, BB, is a straight up Orwell reference to surveillance and control, which makes so much sense because Ever is literally everywhere. But what?
Yeah, I definitely 100% because I'm also familiar with the book. So just having relations, like having those lines connected to Big Brother, and that is like that's popular reference to the government, you know? Like when I'm talking to people out on the street, you know, my daily life or whatever, some people will be like, "Yeah, Big Brother is watching you, remember? You got to remember that." And they're always referencing government control. And in Lincoln City, we don't really know how the government is really structured. They don't explain that. And I wouldn't be surprised if a corporation is actually the one in control of the entire city, you know, having the financial power and having the leverage over the actual police force and whatnot, making Caleb a tool forever. Ooh, and we also know that he is a tool forever because of the ending of the main story branch. Main story branch? Yeah, main story. Wow. Wow, this is fun. Okay.
What do you think? Is this foreshadowing Ever's surveillance, or is it something else? Or, hear me out, is this teasing a potential sixth love interest? A
Yes, it
hacker
is.
guy like Saren from Mystic Messenger? Okay,
Oh my god. That would be so much fun. That would be so good. Can we have a long-haired love interest, please? That would be nice.
I'm joking, but imagine if we get a hacker as our sixth love interest. I know a lot of girlies would love that. Anyways, when I saw this reference, my respect for the writers shot up again. Like, all this for a mobile otome game?
No, I agree. I mean, a lot of games out there try to be this like in-depth lore or whatever, but a lot of it gets lost in translation and through the branches of the different love interests. But going through this like a gacha game and going through this with like the story, it is so well written. The anecdotes are all well written, at least the ones that I've read. And you know, the stories itself, the characters themselves, they're so in depth. You know, the characters have so much depth to them. And it makes you want to learn more, even if you're not even interested in the character themselves. I've read a lot of comments about people, you know, not liking Caleb as a love interest, but loving Caleb as a character because he is so well written. And it is so interesting. It is so good. Like, you could totally tell that this game was written for women.
Thank you for feeding all of us who are obsessed with this lore, hiding juicy references everywhere like little treats for us to find. And before I move on to their impact on each love interest, one last thing about their general influence we have to talk about: the unicorn connection and Ever's potential.
This I have no idea about. Okay, this is completely new to me. I've always wondered why the hunters were like related to unicorns. So let's find out.
Reach into the Hunters Association. In World Underneath 6, Sealed in Dust, in their research records about our main character, with Grandma Josephine as the team leader of that research, they were the ones who called the unidentified item in our main character's heart the ether core, and that name is still relevant in the current main story. Now, Josephine's team is called the Unicorn Team, and they also called our main character a mythical creature long sought after and believed to exist only in our imagination, a unicorn. Now, can you tell me, what is our main character's division in the Hunters Association? Unicorn. Dude,
Yep.
What is happening? Am I tweaking? So does Ever also have their hands in the Hunters Association? Guys, I feel like a conspiracy theorist right now, piecing all of this together. Alright, let's talk about Ever's impact on the personal stories of Zane, Xavier, Raphael, Silas, and Luke and Kieran. So,
I do wish that the music was a little bit quieter.
For Zane, he's directly caught in Ever's grasp through Xander Sciences. One of his friend, William, turned into a wanderer due to long-term exposure to protofield curves. During his transformation, crystallized thingies started coming out of his skin, and he's not able to control his own body. So Carter, who once worked alongside Zane, later stole his work on protocore technology and took it to Xander Sciences. Zane stopped his research on protocore technology because what he saw eerily resembled what happened to William. This realization led him to stop his research on protocore technology altogether. Xander Sciences and Ever's interest in Zane continues, and Carter even sees our main character as useful because of her connection to Zane. Carter was also the main suspect behind the mess that our main character and Zane had to deal with in his branch. This was where it was explicitly established by the game that the main owner of Xander Sciences is now Ever. And not only that, Ever is actively creating monsters. What started as a medical research has turned into something far more dangerous, and Zane is caught in the middle of it all. For Xavier, the collar of light he wears that pops up sometimes bears Ever's logo. It was established in World Underneath that this is some type of suppressor. But here's what I don't understand, right? He got this collar from way back from his first meeting with our main character, as it was said in his third anecdote. So how the hell did he gain this collar that has Ever's logo on it? Because in the third anecdote, he already has that collar, and the Xavier in the third anecdote is from the future. I just assumed from the anecdote that this collar is from his family. So is Ever connected to his family?
Wait. I thought, but isn't it the very first anecdote? No, the very first time Xavier is supposed to meet the MC is before they go into high school or whatever, and MC dies in Xavier's arms, and that's the time that he gains that collar, right? So that's like the first time that he meets MC. And then from that point on, he's just waiting until eventually he goes back into time, and that's why he has the collar then. That is my assumption. I don't think... Yeah, that makes sense to me, right? Like that would make sense. Because it's not like he loses the collar at any point and then he gains it back. He gets that collar the very first time that he meets the MC. Because he goes to like that protocore place to get like a special thing for her heart, which is supposedly the ether core. So interesting. Wait, let me just listen to that back.
The Xavier in the third anecdote is from the future. I just assumed from the anecdote that this collar is from his family. So is Ever connected to his family? My brain hurts. Oh yeah, and also in World...
I mean, it is possible that the royal family in the future is controlled by Ever. I mean, because if you think about it, the world that on Philos, where Xavier was in the forest and he found out what was happening to the people who were sacrificed to the forest were turning into wanderers, he found out that his father was the one who was okay with that because it would sustain the planet, because the planet is being held together by a fake protocore, or like not a real, strong protocore or whatever. It has to like be recharged and refilled. And the thing that's refilling its power is the death of the MC reincarnating over and over and over again. So that's my theory on it, but I don't know. It is possible that the royal family are in cahoots with whatever Ever is supposedly become, because if Ever is made in present day present day timeline, then maybe it eventually transforms into whatever Astra is. Maybe Astra is actually not necessarily a god. Alright, maybe it's a man-made thing. Maybe it's a man-made being that has like a power to control evols or whatnot. That's something that I just thought of now. So there you go.
Underneath, it was said that this raincoat guy wants him to become MC's pawn so she can absorb his power. At the end of his main story branch, it was revealed that Soren, someone who is a part of the backtracker that caused him all that trouble, is backed by Ever. Okay, so for Raphael, he's actively killing members of Ever and made it to their execution list. He's ranked 6th. And his meeting at the nest with this guy that has an Ever logo on his suit might have been an attempt to gather intel, but
he is ranked 6th on the execution list.
but we don't actually
If Raphael is ranked 6th on the execution list, we're supposed to have 6 love interests. Do you see where I'm going here? Do you see where I'm going here? It is possible that Zane's on the execution list, that Xavier's on the execution list. Silas has to be on that list. Caleb, maybe. I could see Caleb being like the 5th on that list.
know what he's doing with this Ever guy. And we know that he took out Raymond, the owner of Xander Sciences, because of Ever's atrocities against Lemurians. Xander Sciences was also responsible for creating the radio frequency chips found in Raphael's branch, which can manipulate metaflux fluctuations, something that can summon wanderers. And for Silas, as the leader of Anakinus, Silas is caught in a power struggle with people trying to take over his organization. The main person behind this was Sherman, but he wasn't acting alone. It was implied that his loyalty was bought by the Raincoats, the same people who do Ever's dirty work. We already know from World Underneath that the Raincoats were responsible for blowing up our main character's house. So if Sherman was working with them, that means the ones trying to overthrow Silas were directly backed by Ever. And they also framed Silas for the 2 explosions in Lincoln. And here's the thing, Silas was missing around the time all this happened, and we still don't know why. Where was he? Why was he out of the picture when everything went down? His disappearance is one of the biggest mysteries right now, and I really hope they explain it in his branch, which
I have been wondering about this too, because there was this whole period of time where Silas wasn't active. He wasn't in the N109 zone. And that is why all of those shenanigans happened, why the explosion happened, and why there was like a power imbalance, basically, because Silas was there to like control his own little organization in the N109 zone, Anakinus. So very interesting. I also was wondering what he was doing, and hopefully I want to get an explanation of that, like what she's saying, in Silas's branch in the future. I don't know when that's going to happen. I thought they were going to announce it during the anniversary event, but I guess not. So I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that one.
I suspect will be the next major update, though I don't know how long we'll have to wait for that, but we
oh my god, if it's a next major update, that means another 6 months, and that would be so sad.
Just have to be patient, I guess. And now, in the latest main story update, we're seeing more explosions, this time in Skyhaven. This whole situation just makes his story even more intriguing. And finally, Luke and Kieran, Silas's henchmen. Luke and Kieran were also victims of Ever's experiments. Their records describe a transformation within 3 months. In this anecdote, it was said that they narrowly escaped from Ever and nearly succumbed to transformation. The parallels between their condition and the descriptions in the new main story of people transforming into wanderers further reveal Ever's horrifying capabilities and disregard for human life. Okay, so after digging through all this, I have a few final thoughts and just theories. Our main character's connection to immortality and Ever's true goal. So, if Ever is deeply involved with backtrackers, and backtrackers have time travel related technology and knowledge, what if they're trying to break the boundaries of life and death? Are they looking for a way to become immortal? Okay, I was in the middle of playing the new Abyssal Chaos, and look what I found. Looks like I'm onto something. They are trying to create immortality. And does our main character hold the key?
Yeah, they are trying to create immortality. Xander Sciences, the reason why Raymond was really looking forward to manipulating all of Raphael's Lemurian technology in general, Lemurian blood, was to prolong his life. Not only was Raymond sick, but he also wanted to seek immortality, and that is also why Raphael targeted him. So I do think that that's why Ever also took over his corporation, because they wanted all of the research from Xander Sciences. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ever was also seeking the same exact thing. So that is also one reason why I think that it is possible that Ever and Astra could be, like, down the line somehow connected. Like, that would be crazy if that was true, though.
to resonate with evil energy is already special. But what if Ever sees her as something much bigger, an anomaly that could keep them control or extend life itself? Is it her resonance ability that they need? Is it the fact that she's able to reincarnate? What if she's a living proof of a successful experiment that they can't replicate yet because they were experimenting on her with Gaia Research Center? If they figure out how she works, does that mean they could potentially manufacture
Wait. What if? Okay, what if? All right, we're talking about this. Okay, so Ever, right, knows that potentially MC is a successful experiment, right? But how would they know that when MC was only a child? Not unless there is somebody who is already living a very long life, who told them this is the test subject that you should focus on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if, okay, again, this is my Astra theory. Astra in the future, okay, has the capabilities of communicating through time or whatever, and basically told them, like, yes, this is the individual who will lead you to understanding, you know, long life and whatnot, and how to reincarnate and all those things. So that is possibly why MC is very important to these people, and why she was such an important test subject as a child. So that is very interesting.
And even rewrite how life and death work. So many pieces of this puzzle don't fit, and I need answers. Okay, this next one is kind of backing up my previous theory, but it's got a connection with Xavier's Philos, the future Philos. So we keep seeing these insane experiments, manipulating wonders and experimenting with Lemurian cells, protocore research, and hints at immortality. But what if they've already succeeded? We know from Xavier's Shooting Star Smith that that version of Philos is from the future, where everyone is immortal. And we also know that Philos only came into existence after Earth's demise. So what if Philos immortality was created by Ever, achieving it through protocore technology? Did they use our main character as their key to unlocking the secret of eternal life? Is that what Xavier said? Because I know how this is going to end, that's why I need to keep going in his brain.
He probably knows that they have to sacrifice the MC again and again and again, because it's like that story in the Lemurian in Raphael's, I think, standard myth, that, you know, she holds the heart that keeps the people alive or something like that, and it is actually the sea gods. Whoa. Okay.
Overall,
what if the sea god is the real god and Astra is a made god? What if Astra is like a man-made god, made by Ever, and then Astra is supposed to like control all the things, make sure that the protocore will sustain like life or whatever. Okay, sorry, tangents.
all the love interests have their own fight with Ever, and everything leads to Ever being the big bad of this game. And like I said, for the FF7 players, they're giving off Shinra vibes. There's still so many unanswered questions, and I feel like all of this is leading up to something massive. The more I dig, the more everything seems connected, and I want to give a round of applause to the writers. From the small details like BB is watching being a reference to Orwell's 1984 to the way every little thing ties together. It's insane how well thought out this game's lore is. Ever isn't just some shady big corporation, they're the big bad of this entire world, pulling the strings behind everything. I really can't wait to see how this all unfolds. And that is the end of this video. Please tune in next week for the next video where I'll be covering Homecoming Wings and diving deep into Caleb's involvement with Ever and the DAA. Give this video a like if you want, and please consider subscribing if you enjoy these type of videos from me. And thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you, Angel. That was really well done. That explained a lot of things that I've been actually questioning also. Wow, that is very interesting, the lore. What is this? Anyway, yeah, that was super fun. I'm gonna leave a comment here and then I'll end the video. Okay, let's make this tiny again. And then I'm going to turn over to, that is not it. That is not gonna work because I don't have this open. There we go. Alrighty, well, thank you all so much for watching. That was an excellent video. If you have not already, subscribe to Angel. She is fantastic at covering the lore of this game, and it's just so good. It is so good. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I am Lynn, the Gotcha Goblin, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, I cover Love and Deepspace also, in terms of like the news and also the community and what's happening. So if you want to stay up to date, that is basically what I cover. And I also like to give shout outs to creators online who are popping up for Love and Deepspace. This community needs to grow more on YouTube, and I'm very excited to have more people to talk to about this game. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Lynn, the Gotcha Goblin, and I'll see you lovelies in the next video. Bye now!